Moore's law originally described a simple observation made by Gordon Moore in 1965. He noticed that the number of transistors on a chip was doubling roughly every 2 years. This wasn't a physical law, but it became a guiding principle for the entire semiconductor industry. For decades, companies followed this pattern, making chips smaller, faster, and cheaper at a predictable pace. The reason this worked for so long is because shrinking transistors brought multiple benefits at once. Smaller transistors meant more of them could fit on a chip. More transistors meant higher performance. At the same time, smaller components used less power and reduced cost per transistor. This combination drove exponential growth in computing power. But that trend has slowed down significantly in recent years. The main reason is that transistors are now approaching physical limits. Modern transistors are measured in nanometers, which are billionths of a meter. At this scale, the behavior of materials starts to change. Electrons do not behave in a perfectly controlled way anymore. One major issue is leakage. When transistors become extremely small, it becomes harder to fully turn them off. Even when a transistor is supposed to be off, some current can still pass through. This leads to wasted energy and heat. Another issue is heat density. As more transistors are packed into a small area, the amount of heat generated increases. Removing that heat becomes difficult. If the chip overheats, performance drops or the system becomes unstable. This limits how much more performance can be extracted simply by adding more transistors. There are also limits related to materials. Silicon has been the foundation of chip manufacturing for decades, but it is not perfect at extremely small scales. Engineers have already introduced new structures like FinFET and gate-all-around transistors to extend silicon's life, but each step forward becomes more complex and offers smaller improvements. Beyond physics, the economics of chip manufacturing have changed as well. In the past, each new generation of chips was cheaper to produce per transistor. That is no longer true. Building advanced fabrication plants now costs tens of billions of dollars. The equipment required, especially for extreme ultraviolet lithography, is extremely expensive and complex. Only a few companies in the world can afford to operate at the most advanced nodes. As a result, the cost per transistor is no longer decreasing at the same rate. In some cases, it is increasing. This breaks one of the key benefits that originally made Moore's law so powerful. Another factor is time. Developing a new generation of chips takes longer than it used to. The design process is more complicated, manufacturing is more precise, and testing is more demanding. This slows down the cycle of innovation. Because of these combined challenges, the traditional idea of doubling transistor density every 2 years is no longer reliable. Moore's law is not completely dead, but it is no longer the driving force it once was. However, progress in computing has not stopped. Instead of relying only on smaller transistors, the industry is moving in new directions. One of the most important shifts is toward chiplet-based design. Instead of building one large chip, companies are now designing smaller chips called chiplets and connecting them together in a single package. This approach improves manufacturing efficiency. Smaller chips are easier to produce with higher yield, meaning fewer defects and lower costs. Chiplets also allow companies to mix different types of components. For example, a processor can combine high-performance cores, memory, and specialized accelerators in one system. This flexibility was harder to achieve with traditional monolithic designs. Another major direction is three-dimensional stacking. Instead of spreading components across a flat surface, engineers are stacking them vertically. This reduces the distance that data needs to travel, which improves speed and efficiency. Technologies like advanced packaging and high-bandwidth memory are already using this approach. Specialization is also becoming more important. In the past, general-purpose CPUs handled most computing tasks. Now, specialized chips are designed for specific workloads. GPUs, TPUs, and AI accelerators are built to handle parallel processing more efficiently than traditional processors. This allows for significant performance improvements without relying on smaller transistors. Software optimization is another area where progress is happening. Techniques like quantization, pruning, and efficient model design are reducing the computational requirements of AI systems. Instead of making hardware more powerful, engineers are making software smarter and more efficient. New materials and technologies are also being explored. Graphene, photonic computing, and quantum computing are often discussed as potential future breakthroughs. These technologies aim to overcome the limitations of silicon by using entirely different principles. However, most of them are still in early stages and are not yet ready to replace existing systems at scale. Energy efficiency is becoming a central focus. As computing power increases, so does energy consumption. Data centers now require large amounts of electricity, and this is becoming a limiting factor. Future improvements will depend not just on performance, but on how efficiently that performance can be delivered. In simple terms, the industry is shifting from scaling down transistors to scaling systems. Instead of asking how to make a single transistor smaller, engineers are asking how to design better systems using the technology available. This includes combining different types of chips, improving data movement, and optimizing software. Moore's law played a crucial role in shaping modern computing. It provided a clear path for progress and allowed the industry to plan ahead. But as physical and economic limits have become more significant, that path has changed. The future of computing will not depend on one simple rule. It will depend on a combination of approaches, including new architectures, better integration, and more efficient use of resources. Progress is no longer about making things smaller at any cost. It is about making systems smarter, faster, and more efficient in practical ways. And that is what comes next after Moore's law.